Hello, it's Danon, we got S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and I really want to mix things up a little. By mix it up a little, I mean, instead of doing a voiceover while I'm playing the game, I kinda wanted to try and record the video before recording a voiceover, and then I just really want to experiment with this idea. It might make for a much better, much more interesting video, but let's get into it. We started by talking to one of the guards that we have encountered before, however they asked us again for money that we already paid them once, and I thought it would be one-off, but it wasn't. Therefore I had to deal with this situation, and I had to deal with it in my own patented way. Fight wasn't too hard, we had only about 6 enemies, however they've been dispersing themselves around the area quite well, and it was a little bit of a challenge to fight them only with a gun. Obviously, you remember we have a lot of better weaponry, however, as you can see I had more than 400 bullets for the gun, therefore I wanted to use some of them. I have also left the best part of the fight for the last part of it. We've been fighting the main guy that we paid before, and I think he was their commander. Once the situation have been dealt with, I went around and picked up all the crap they have dropped, so we could happily go and hand it over to Sidorovich to get some hard-earned money. Well, would you call it hard in this situation? I don't think that was too big of a challenge. As you can see, their main guy, which I guess it was their commander, has dropped an upgraded weapon. I also have taken it away from him, and I started using it as my main gun. We've been picking up things after things after things, followed by even more things. Then it has finally happened. I got so much stuff on me I couldn't even move from this place, so my best decision at the time was to drop some of the stuff in a nearby body, so that I could come around and pick it up later on. Also, right at this moment you can see me looking up. I guess you know what I wanted to go for? The Rat King has awakened, and I really wanted to go and get that stash. I will be doing it later on in this video. Okay, so for my next step, I came around to the building that we have visited earlier on. We haven't managed to get the artifacts that we really wanted. However, I think I have figured out the way how to obtain it. Let's just take a look. So, I have been throwing shit at the wall trying to see what will stick. Well, sorry. I've been throwing screws in the anomalies trying to see if something's gonna happen. There was a lot of beeping, as you can hear. Finally, something has happened. When I've ventured into the anomaly, right after I threw one of the screws in, I have noticed the artifact moved a little. It started hovering in a little bit different position, and then I thought I'll keep throwing screws just to see if it's gonna move a little bit closer towards me. It didn't move on closer to me, however, it moved into such a position I could actually go and grab it from the other side. Right after, Rat King started scavenging for stuff that I could see clearly on the map. There was a stash, and the stash was hidden somewhere nearby. I started searching for it and I quickly realized it's somewhere above me. So I navigated through a little bit of the labyrinth and I ended up on the top of the building. I ventured through the roof towards the potential location of the stash. And I jumped in. Then I just got stuck in the funniest possible way. At least it was funny for me at the time, because I knew this is definitely making its way into the video. So I kept jumping and jumping and jumping, and I kept running out of stamina, and at some point I decided to drink an energy drink thinking it's gonna help me a little bit with the current situation, but it did not. It only replenished my stamina to full, which I quickly depleted trying to get out of there. At some point a miracle has happened. I have chosen to kinda glitch myself against the corner of the location that I was at, and somehow when I jumped after the first try I was out. Obviously the very next thing that was very natural for me, considering I like rubles, I went straight to Sidorovich and I sold all the stuff we have gained from the previous encounters. Obviously, he's been happy as always just because he's scamming the shit out of me, giving me the shittest possible prices. Anyway, we dealt with Sidorovich and we ventured outside towards another stash. Well, I have to tell you there will be a lot of stashes we're gonna visit this time. I followed the ladder that was going up to the building and I have found out one of the hidden backpacks right next to me, so natural thing for me, I looted it and I got the hell out of there. Now I was going through the area where I spotted something in the grass thinking maybe it's an artifact. Then I got closer, I looked at it and I was like, well shit, I better get out of here. Soon after I have noticed a pack of dogs being followed closely by a pack of flesh mutants. So I did the only thing I could have done. I whipped out my gun and I started shooting. I have to say the total number of mutants in that area was quite impressive. I guess I will get a little bit more points for my S.T.A.L.K.E.R scoreboard. Obviously, once I finished with them, I went around and checked if I can pick up anything of value that I could sell later on. Very next thing on our map, another stash that I have found out earlier on. This time, however, somehow, it belonged to a stalker that died only because he ventured too closely into the anomalies. Best part is that there are shitloads of anomalies, as you can see, but around the train. There is not even a single one on top of the train, so my question is, how the fuck did he die on top of it? Anyway, that doesn't sound like my problem. I'm here only to retrieve whatever he dropped, so that I could potentially sell it and get some benefits for me. Obviously I have forgot to mention the bandit jacket that we have picked up in the meantime. However, I have also forgot to mention that I won't be using this because if you are wearing an apparel of bandit in this game, I believe stalkers, even the friendly ones, will start shooting at you only because they will think you are one of the bandits. Therefore, I will just sell it. There was a lot of noise made by the anomaly detector, but at some point we finally managed to find a way on top of the train. We picked up whatever the previous stalker has dropped and we tried to get out through the railway system. However, there was a lot of radiation in that specific zone and I thought I won't be able to go on top of the railway because I do not have any protection against radiation or too many anti-radiation chemicals. I should call them meds, but if you think about it, they are chems. Anyway, I have followed the path and a little bit further down the line I was able to get on top of the railway without any radiation pestering us. But yet again the Rat King has awakened and I've noticed that I've got another stash on the map that I could go and visit. I sidetracked once again from the area where we were going to, only to find a cross. I have never seen this kind of stash before, so naturally I went and looted it, and then I was attacked by dogs once again. At some point while I was dealing with dogs, I have also spotted a creature that I have never seen before. The worst part about it is that encyclopedia in this game does not explain what this creature is. Therefore, until now, I do not really know how to name it, but I guess I will get to know in the future. On a side note, I could have done a little quick Google search, but I don't really want to spoil the fun. I want to find out in the game what this creature is called. Anyway, we dealt with the danger and we started going around in search of stuff that was apparently hidden somewhere nearby, next to the tree that I have visited, and I haven't seen anything in the beginning. However, shortly after I found out some stuff hidden right on its left side. Then, going back on top of the railway, I navigated my way towards the broken bridge, and I found another stash which I kinda wanted to get, and I think this is the same stash that I wanted to get in the first place when I looked up a few minutes earlier. I looted whatever I could get from that stash, and I tried to get through to the other side of the broken bridge. However, me being me, and being clumsy as hell, I have just dropped below. I was really surprised to see myself still being alive, because I really thought I'm dead while I was me there. It was kind of a good thing, because I have noticed on the map yet another hidden stash that I could have just gone and picked up, and guess what I've done? I just went and picked it up. On our way to this area, we found few other mutated boars and flesh, and we had to deal with them. And there is our previously mentioned stash. This time we got a jacket that's called a Skinner anomaly. Apparently it obtained an ability to increase your metabolism, whatever that means. I guess all it's trying to say is that your healing ability will be a bit faster. So yeah, once again, navigating up to the railway, and we had another try to get through the bridge, this time successful. Something caught my attention. I thought this is another pack of dogs, but I just gave up on trying to find them. And for the first time in the history of this game, I have found out something in the crate that I have destroyed. Unfortunately, it was just a pack of bullets. So we had navigated through all this stuff. We jumped from the bridge, almost breaking our legs, to get to the stash, and only find out yet another useless artifact. I say useless only because I tried it out, and all it does, it basically causes you to bleed, heavily bleed, while it takes away some radiation. Next thing on my list to do was to go back to Sidorovich and sell him some of this stuff. I have checked the map to just basically make sure which way I should go back, and obviously I jumped over on the other side, completely opposite to the one I should be going to. Quick jog and we are back again with Sidorovich. Now we're gonna sell more of the stuff that we have found out, and we're gonna get a little bit more money this time. We're gonna get roughly around 3,222 rubles, which is not bad if you ask me. Obviously I am aware the items in this game will be much more expensive than whatever we earn right now, but whatever the money they give, I take. Also, a very helpful thing that I found out is that Sidorovich's place has that crate or a box that basically can hold our items that we don't really want to hold with us. So I basically dropped some of the guns and ammunition to free up a little bit of carrying space. A little bit more of scavenging, or basically being a rat, picking up everything that I can. And I made my way all the way back to Sidorovich once again. When I was on my way to Sidorovich, I have spotted a few stalkers that have been playing on guitar. I did not think twice and I showed them all of my stalker moves. Next thing you know, I had to take my price for the dance. You know, nothing ever comes free, and performance such like this, it has to be paid for. So, Being once again with our uncle Sidorovich, I have gave him all the shit that I picked up from previous ventures, or from maybe a previous tiny little unfriendly encounter with bandits that tried to extort some money from us for the second time. Unfortunately, this time I have realized that not everything that is a weapon is actually worth picking up, because Sidorovich basically scalped me this time. He paid me 1,327 rubles for all the stuff I brought him. I'm like, Sidorovich, you for real? Okay, let's calm our tits down for a moment. Now there will be a little bit of educational sequence. You can have a little bit of a read, you can go around and check what's in here. You can pause it. I'm not gonna be keeping it on screen for too long because I don't really want to waste your time. You can check down on the bar on top of the video how long this section lasts, and if you are not interested in lore, just skip on to another part. But feel free to stay here and read for as long as you want. Before you go, however, there is one thing that I have to really mention, and this is the best part of Encyclopedia for me. It says that apparently blind dogs, which are pretty much the most common creature that we've been fighting till now, is apparently an animal that instinctively identifies and avoids anomalies. Avoids anomalies, my ass. Anyway, quick check of whatever else we have to do, and I carried on our adventure. As I pretty much cleared up the entire area around Cordon, I have navigated back towards the garbage. On my way there, however, I have spotted few friendly stalkers being attacked by dogs and few bandits in the background. The saddest part of this encounter is that one of the friendly stalkers just ventured straight into the anomaly and he just basically got obliterated. Obviously, me being me, I kinda wanted to go and pick up the stuff that he dropped, but I almost ended up dead myself. Then, a little bit further into the garbage zone, I have spotted few bandits, and I think that was like their little bandit outpost. Before moving on, I have promptly dealt with them and again picked up whatever I could pick up that was valuable. Lots of guns, lots of ammunition, and the freaking shout. It was a little bit scary if you ask me. Playing Witcher, however, I don't think anything in this game will scare me. I am saying this in air quotes because I know there are mutants called, I think, controllers? And yeah, encounters with them are pretty creepy. So, I think by now you know what happened. I went straight towards it and I found yet another cross that this time contained 2 artifacts. I'm not gonna lie, I will always be happy to get some artifacts to sell later on. Then, coming back from that area, I have spotted something up top, and I still cannot believe I missed the artifact just because I was so focused on picking up whatever was inside the stash. Well, don't you worry. Next time when I'm playing, I'll definitely go there because I know it's there. Coming back from the stash area that we just discovered, I have spotted a bright object somewhere in the dark. Obviously, me and you know by now, it was an artifact, so I just went and picked it up. Turns out that it was one of the artifacts that we need for the mission for Sidorovich. It was the chunk of meat itself. So I have seen yet another stash, I think probably like a millionth by now, and I started navigating towards it when I found another site of bandits when I kind of been surprised this time. So, whipped out the pistol and went full Max Payne on them. Notice how, fighting with the last bandit, I've took out the shotgun and I forgot to reload it. Best part of it is I knew that he's got something heavy like a shotgun or an assault rifle, and I knew that once I get shot by him, I'm dead, and I haven't been saving the game, as always, for past probably 30 or 40 minutes straight. Well, thankfully it wasn't as bad as it could have been, and I dealt with bandits. Right after that, I have ventured into the area where they have been residing, and I have checked if they have left some valuable stuff for me. And obviously, as always, they did. Obviously, I couldn't have just gone past all the stuff they just dropped. I really need to bring this back to Uncle Sidorovich because he needs to reward me for all this. Once I was finished with all looting and checking around the area, I have noticed a lot of anomalies in the background. I kind of wanted to pick up some of the artifacts, but, well, take a look yourself how it went. I genuinely have tried probably around 10 times to get close to it. You probably have seen 1 or 2 in here, but right after that I just decided to give up on it, and maybe I will just come back to this place in the future, just like we did with the house artifact in Cordon. Then, having all the useless stuff or junk with me, I thought I will be able to sell some of it to stalkers from the garbage area. However, none of them were interested in this. Also, we have managed to help one of the stalkers that somehow was lying on the ground, wounded. I presume it's from the encounter with bandits that we have in the second episode, but I don't remember any of them needing help after the encounter itself. Anyway, he got our help, I checked around if I can sell something to him, and that's where I ended that episode. Anyway, I really want to say thank you for staying here with me till the end. I am really happy with the way this video has turned out, and I think I will be doing some of them in the future as a mix-up. It takes a little bit more time because obviously I have to edit the video separately, then add on voice on top of it, and then edit it as well. So this takes roughly twice or even 3 times as much time than just recording the gameplay and talking over it, but it's a little bit more packed with action, and I get to actually speak in the manner that I would like to, only because my brain power is not being taxed by playing the game. I can just basically comment over the game when I'm already done, so yeah. I think I will try some of this in the future, but for now I just wanted to have this as a one-off and see, maybe get some feedback from you guys in the future. Which kind of videos you prefer? Maybe you want both of them, maybe you want some gameplays and then followed by some specials like this, or maybe you just prefer something like this when it takes me more to edit it but it's more interesting for you. Anyway, let me know what you think and I will catch you in the next one. Danon out.